Y2K completely flew under my radar. I had absolutely no idea this movie existed until it came to streaming a few weeks ago. Now, I was interested because Y2K is a term that maybe you haven't heard before, and if you haven't, don't feel too bad because I wasn't really old enough to experience it firsthand either. At the end of the 20th century, people really believed that technology would just shut down. Planes would fall out of the sky and the world would essentially end. Obviously, that didn't happen, but it doesn't mean that the rise of technology in the 21st century didn't metaphorically kill the old world. The film does a really good job of bringing us to 1999 with clips from Bill Clinton, TV workout classes, and going to a DVD store as well as some online expletives. But this is New Year's Eve, and like most teenagers, the kids just kind of want to go party. Eli and Danny are best friends who are fairly relatable. They don't agree on every topic of conversation, but they always feel grounded in their friendship with unity. They aren't really fighting, but they also don't really give each other BS answers. Danny's also pretty into drugs, whether just trying to get them or talk about them. He also seems to have like the worst social skills that often result in him getting picked on. But the 90s bullies are pretty spot on. It's pretty funny the contrast from like a 50s bully from one of my favorite movies, Back to the Future, to how bullies are portrayed in the 90s. They aren't sure whether or not to go to the party at first. They kind of just sit around and watch the movie they picked out. But after some time feeling sorry for themselves, they do what every normal teenager does, booze up and head to a party. Not just any party though, the New Year's Eve one. Eli is mainly going because he's interested in seeing Laura, a girl from high school who's seen as popular but never really gives that impression. I mean, she does steal some alcohol from a store, so I guess that was pretty cool in the 90s, maybe someone can fill me in on that. But let the party begin, drinking and music take over the scene, and of course we need to get some more bullying in there because come on, these are our main characters in high school, they have to be losers. Consistently I'm realizing that most of these actors don't have too much chemistry, like, at all. Danny and Eli get into a pretty dumb fight, seemingly out of nowhere, leading Eli to wander off on his own. Of course, he has to get even more sad by seeing Laura kiss one of the popular boys. Then Danny and Eli make up and the power goes out. A girl can be heard screaming from upstairs and a kid laying dead on the ground stuns everyone until a remote control car rolls up and lights another kid on fire. Thus begins the murder of the entire house. At midnight, kids start getting torn apart as the machines come to life and wage war on the humans. A few survivors try to figure out what's going on and get out. Laura seems to immediately know what's going on. Like, the plot of the movie is spoiled thanks to her revealing exactly what's going on with this virus. I was hoping the mystery would linger on a little bit longer, but it kinda just doesn't. During their escape, Danny gets killed, and this made me feel pretty numb. He was one of the more funny characters who actually seemed like he had a little bit of depth, but nope, rip Fire Fist. And what happens next is so fitting. About 30 seconds after the emotional Danny death, one of the bullies grabs his skateboard, goes to ride a pole, falls, and immediately dies. I had to rewatch this twice. The bully redemption arc will not be a cliche in this film. He dies in the funniest, most ridiculous way possible. It was Michael in The Godfather Part 3 bad. Okay, maybe not that bad. So Eli, Snow White, and the two burnouts move from place to place trying to survive the apocalypse. Unfortunately, I don't really care about most of the characters remaining, and with the mystery of the Y2K virus being spoiled, the movie's a tough finish from here on out. I only root for Eli and Laura to be together because the script basically tells me to. Their banter and conversations, though, are pretty fruitless. Apparently, though, Laura's a coder, which Eli keeps pushing her to utilize to fight this bug. They run into a group of drug dealers who are pretty chill about the whole thing. See, no one in this film actually appears to care too much about the apocalypse. No trauma or fear is really felt. Did they read the script? Did they know the world is ending? Fuck it, just keep dragging them from place to place. Maybe we'll get some more action to spice this up.
Oh shit, what? I don't like this.
Alright, I guess that was pretty cool. Anyways, the kids head to the headquarters with the help of Fred Durst. Yes, the Fred Durst. And the people in the town who aren't killed are infected with some sort of mind virus that turns them into zombies. More on that later. The computer virus is then defeated with the code that Laura implants, shutting down all the killer robots. Eli's parents are saved too, and the town rejoices. We also have to time skip 5 years when the kids are graduating college, which if my math adds up, that means the world went right back to normal. It's kind of funny that civilization just instantly rebuilt, but F it, don't think about it. This film needs some falling action. Now, this movie does seem to be a metaphor for how technology separates us as people. We grow farther apart from each other because we're too hooked on the screens. I guess the death of Danny could stand for how friendships could die if you just sit on your computer all day without interacting with anybody. Is this movie telling us to go touch grass? In the beginning, Eli doesn't tell his parents he loves them, but at the end he does. Only with this technological mind virus defeated, he's finally able to appreciate all his parents do for him. Again, another metaphor for how kids view their parents, thanks to the influence of modern technology and kids being on screens all the time. I do think the deeper meaning behind this has to do with the advancements in the 21st century that has hypothetically killed our old world. We don't go to DVD stores anymore because we can just stream them online now. So our generation misses out on the banter that two friends could have in a car on the way to the store and carrying that conversation when trying to find the right movie together. This film could be nostalgic for some, but overall I felt it pretty boring and cliche. Again, the lack of chemistry between our characters that makes it really hard to root for them. The love story is mostly bland and very forced when we have to take breaks from the robot killings. I do expect more early 2000s films to be made. This was decently reminiscent of VHS 99. Both films have similar themes to them. But that's all I got for now, and thanks for watching.